Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Today y Mañana. I'm Alex. This is Michael. We're very excited to have you joining us here on a beautiful morning.
Beautiful morning.
So,
but a morning like this, Alex.
Yeah,
Ice,
exactly.
café con leche, warm café con leche.
I say on a morning like this, you go with your traditional warm café con leche. That's for me. I mean, café con leche is always better for me warm. The iced is, I understand that if it's really hot, some people that are desperate, they probably don't feel like the hot café con leche, you know, in 90-degree weather. But if you can, if the weather permits, I say you get your nice warm café con leche, you sit down to your cozy place, and you watch some Today y Mañana.
There we go.
You know, it's the perfect way to open your morning. That's how I open my morning, with the café con leche. So
no better way to spend the morning, right? Than watching
some Today y Mañana.
Yeah,
Exactly. So I'm back. This is my second show in a row, actually. Which
I know. You're on a streak, Alex. You're on a streak.
Xavier, was I on with Xavier or you last time?
No, it was still me. Sorry.
Still you.
Yeah.
Still you.
Well, maybe Xavier will come in and bump. Yeah, he had a couple meetings this morning.
Exactly. But no worries. I love being on here with Michael. So we got a lot to talk about. We're going to be joined shortly in the show by Andrea Jacobs. She is the festival director, among many other things she does, but festival director for the CVille Sabroso Festival, which is coming up on September 20th. So you do not want to miss that. We'll talk.
And it's coming up sooner than you think, because I'm telling you, I felt like yesterday I was just going outside saying, oh, look, it's June 20th, summer's starting. And now you wake up and it's like, it's already past Labor Day. You're like, where did the summer go?
August flew by.
I
forgot yesterday. I quite literally forgot that it was already September. I'm thinking, like, because I was getting all the notifications, like all the August statements were available for our clients. I'm like, no, the August statement can't be available yet. Like, August has it. And I'm like, August ended last Friday.
I know.
It's over.
Yeah.
And but different things to look forward to. You know, it'll be there's some nice weather, some fall weather, some beautiful changing of the leaves. Yeah. You know, and like we talked about, CVille Sabroso, I think, was one of those things that's outdoors, and you want to be active, you want to move around, and it's nice in what do I say, more temperate weather.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when it's especially for like the dancers, because they dress up in like these beautiful like dresses and garments. I can't imagine doing that in 90+ degree weather with humidity. I remember one time when we went to the Charlottesville Opera. They had their remember the festival.
Poor things.
Yes, and it was one of those hot and humid nights where it was like. It felt like it was like 8 o'clock at night.
It was so enjoyable, but you felt bad for them.
Yeah, I said the poor people must be sweating. It was just woof.
So
this
thankfully
is a good time of year.
less likely at the end of September. So got a lot. We'll be covering that shortly. Now the sports season is back. UVA football.
They actually won a game out of it.
They actually won. Yeah. And they won not close.
They won big.
They won big.
I was shocked because it happens. Alex and I had a very bad experience. Maybe 6-7 years ago, we went to an opening.
No, this was the first year of Mendenhall, I think.
Yes, it was the first year of Mendenhall. We're like, let's go to the opening day stadium. So first of all, we're not opening day stadium because all the kids are there, and there's a lot of drinking and a lot of drunk people. So
and
we're on the little more quiet side of the stadium.
When we talked about this, like we weren't like just 5 years removed from being college students ourselves.
Yeah.
But we're like, the college students.
I know, but it's just like because we were like sitting down and watching, and we work very close to the student section, and we were just sitting down watching, and they were on their feet the whole time. It's like I can't see anything, and they're just constantly jumping up and drinking.
So we had to be on our feet.
We had to stand, and then finally the second half, we said, "That's it. We're moving to the upper deck. We don't care. We're just gonna move to the upper deck." But man, we got crushed by like the Richmond Spiders.
You would think going in like you can't lose.
You can't lose it with Spiders,
but you can't.
I know.
But thankfully, we did not lose to
Coastal Carolina. Exactly.
We did not lose to Coastal Carolina.
The curse has been broken, Alex.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least for the first time in a while, the exciting part is the quarterback looked good. Right. The wide receivers looked good. The offense looked good.
Yes.
And the defense didn't look terrible. So, I mean, you're like, okay, you can at least go into the NC State game this week with some hope, which is kind of what you want. That's all you can ask for with UVA football.
And the goal is like, listen, try to get slightly over 500, get a bowl game. That's how you start. Yeah. You know, I mean, that's how we started with Mendenhall too, right? We were terrible. Then we got to a bowl game, and next thing you know, we were in the ACC championship game.
Exactly.
You know. So that's how you want to build your program.
And look, I mean, Mendenhall that first year was like I think his first 10 games he went like 2-10.
Yes, no, he did worse his first year than the previous year with was it Mike London?
Mike London, yeah.
Yeah, but the whole point was the program kind of needs to get going. Same thing with Tony Elliott,
turn around.
I think for him, it's like you got a new program, you got a new system, you got to start building the team around, and I have confidence. I think that's going to happen this year. So.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like we do well in the transfer portal, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. So that's one's coming up this weekend. We go to NC State, I think. So hopefully we can build on it and. But all that's going to start soon. You'll get the little sports update at the beginning of today, Mañana. Like, this is what happened in football. This is what happened in basketball.
Yes.
And then if you want the full thing, you have the Jerry and Jerry show.
Exactly.
Also on this network.
Is it on Tuesdays or
Wednesdays? I think
that's
on Tuesdays.
Tuesdays now,
It's on Tuesdays.
Yes.
Judith can correct us if we're wrong. If the Jerry and Jerry show is not on Tuesdays. It is on Tuesdays.
There we go.
Nailed it. It is on Tuesdays. But, so it's pretty exciting. And, and speaking of exciting, so we actually have 2 guests here to talk about the CVille Sabroso Festival. You heard Andrea a little bit before while we were when the mics were live. We're actually going to be joined by Andrea Jacobs, Festival Director, and Conan Owen. He's a local businessman. I just see what you would call it, Sir Speedy. Right here. So we're very excited. They'll both be joining us on the show to talk about CVille Sabroso Festival.
I can't wait. So let's
I'm
get
ready
into
to jump
it.
right in. If you're ready to jump right in.
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. So without further ado, we are excited to welcome to the show this morning Andrea Jacobs, Festival Director for CVille Sabroso Festival, and Conan Owen, great supporter of the festival and just all around.
And our newest board member at Sin Barreras.
Yes. Felicidades.
Getting more of that Latino representación.
That's what we want. Well, Andrea, Conan, thank you both so much for coming on the show this morning.
Pleasure.
So maybe first thing, for those who have not yet gone to the CVille Sabroso Festival in the Fast, and they're one of the previous 12 iterations, right?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about what is the CVille Sabroso Festival.
Sure. So CVille Sabroso is a family-friendly festival with fun for everyone. We have live music, live dancing performances from different dance troupes around the region, diverse foods from Latin America, and of course an artist and craft area for our local small businesses to come and showcase their products and just inform the community of what we have to offer here in the Charlottesville and surrounding areas.
That's awesome. And how did each of you, maybe each tell me how each of you first got involved with the festival with Sin Barreras?
Do you want to start or you want me to take that
Well,
first?
my story's a lot shorter. I've been in Charlottesville for 20 years. My mother's originally from Honduras, and when I first moved here, I might find a Mexican here or there. And now there are a lot of Hondurans here, which is great, and some good Honduran restaurants.
Oh, yes.
So very happy about that. But I joined Sin Barreras as a board member last year after, kind of working with Sir Speedy and working with a lot of Latino businesses. The number of Latino businesses that are being added in the Charlottesville community is incredible. We've got 2 new restaurants coming. The old Tubby's location and the old Domino's over on Stewart Street
wonderful.
are both going to be Latin restaurants. But then you've also got people like Cumbre, which started not that long ago, and now they opened in Dairy Market, and now they're opening in the Glass House. They're opening a cafe and art gallery there, and there's an Argentinian steakhouse right next door to that. So you people are taking over, getting everywhere. All the porteños are coming to town, but then just all kinds of different businesses, and then there are also the service businesses that you don't really see. The guys, the yard crews, the construction crews, that are kind of working on their own.
When I always joke about the secret Latino business owner, because you'll it'll be just a normal name like a Sir Speedy, right? And you'll be like, he's Latino.
Yeah.
Oh, but of course you can't guess from the name.
From the name, yeah.
From the name.
Yeah.
So I jokingly
Senor Speedy.
we got the same thing. Our company's just called Emergent, but it's like we're the secret Latino business owner.
We're incognito.
And actually, one of the projects I'm working on, I'm hoping to launch next in 10 days' time, is we're going to do a Latino business directory.
Awesome.
So I'm already got the website set up so people can go in and register their business, and then we'll actually print a physical copy of it in both Spanish and English and mention country of origin of everybody so that, if people are looking for community, they also kind of know where to find that because I've noticed that several of the, quote, Mexican restaurants in town are actually owned by Hondurans. It's a little different to, it may say Mexican food, but when you go in, it's actually Honduran food.
Yeah, which is great to know. You're like, okay, I know where to find some.
Yeah, and last year at Sabroso, there was a food truck with Uruguayan food.
Oh,
yes.
And I was just like, okay, that's a first for me too. It was just like I had to try it. I had to try it. So, there's just so much diversity within the community, and it's growing like crazy. And I'm also serve on the Minority Business Commission, and one of the things we're trying to get a handle on is the number of new businesses that are started that are Latino-based versus African-American versus Asian, to kind of get a sense of where the growth is so that the Economic Development Office can kind of help be better prepared to help those businesses get started and to work with the Small Business Development Center and some banking, resources, because obviously access to capital is the biggest barrier to growth. But I'm just amazed at the Latino businesses that have been growing, like Cumbre, and I believe the one going into Tubby's is an extension of an existing Latino business.
What's the name of the one? I can't recall.
I want to say it's La Michoacana.
Which is an extension.
But then also, Tacos Gomez started with one food truck. Now they've got two food trucks. Then they started the breakfast place across the street, and now they took over the old Doodles Diner and are using it as extra kitchen capacity.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tacos Gomez, it's amazing.
Yes.
Sometimes I feel like they have like 100 food trucks because I don't know.
They're so
you'll
fast.
pass one and then you'll be driving and like 2 hours later you're in a different part of town. You're like, Tacos Gomez,
I thought
can
I
see
just
them.
saw you.
It's amazing.
And you don't know if they moved or if they actually have that many trucks. Because I know of two because I've seen two in the same day.
Andrea's giving us a secret.
They have three.
They have three. Okay, they have three.
That's wonderful. How about yourself, Andrea? How did you first get involved?
So for looping back to what Conan was saying, when I first moved to Charlottesville, I was trying to find community because I am first generation Guatemalan, but I grew up in Houston. And then I came to Virginia to do undergrad here in Virginia, and so trying to find community. And so when I moved into Charlottesville, I met Estela Knott from Lua Project, and she was the one that introduced me to CVille Sabroso, and they had been hosting it when I first met already the fourth year, because it started at McGuffey in 2012 with Estela, and so I just started volunteering. So this is my 11th year volunteering. This is my third year as trying to direct it and organize it. But been around for 11 years volunteering and, trying to get the hustle in. We moved, we were from X Park. It started at, Incarnation, then it moved to McGuffey, we've moved to then X Park, we've outgrown X Park, we went to Washington Park after COVID, after the hiatus, and so now we're at Teen Pavilion, so it's been awesome just seeing the growth of the festival and just the, the love that we feel from the people that attend and just love coming and seeing all the different representations of the different community members that have immigrated or settled here in Charlottesville and Central Virginia.
And I remember going 2 years ago at the Booker T. Washington. It was absolutely packed. It was jam-packed. You had all the vendors lined up. And like you said, it did give a very traditional kind of farmers market, kind of that kind of scene where it's everybody's all these street vendors kind of thing.
Yes.
And you're just walking people and it's oh yeah, I want to get that. It's I want to get that. So it was so much fun. And then I remember last year when you moved to Ting, it was nice and spacious. Like you mentioned before, they have the families, the kids are kind of playing around. I remember them dancing as some of the people would be dancing. The kids would kind of be dancing with the performers.
Yes.
It was really cool and a lot of fun.
Yes, it was so interactive last year. The performers came down and played with the kids, allowed the kids to, touch the headdresses and participate and learn, which is for me, that's just the joy, right? Just being able to show people and just have pride of culture, right?
Yeah.
Because this this is our ancestry, and so I love sharing that.
And to keep things
with the
alive
community.
that otherwise might go away. Like if you don't do it and put the effort in and show the next generation, like these are things that we have been doing for generations. It's so quick how you can lose it. The next generation. So you have to keep it alive. And the best way to do it is like to see it, to touch it, to feel it, to get excited about it.
Yes, and so that's my favorite part of it. And I just love hearing my friends tell me that they're excited, especially a lot of us that have kids, you know, that there is something here and locally that can open the eyes and bring experiences to our children. From different countries.
And what are some of the cultural dances this year that we can kind of like expect?
But yes, so we're going to have dances from Bolivia. Tradiciones Bolivianas is coming again this year. We have Raíces Ecuatorianas, so we're going to see some Ecuadorian dancing. We'll have Villa Sabrosa again doing Mexican folkloric dancing.
Nice.
They have always been a supporter of the festival. We also have the Panamanian Tradicional group coming from Richmond. Doing some Panamanian traditional folkloric dancing. We'll also have Atrapado Musical doing some Mexican like norteñas, rancheras, quebraditas kind of sound. And then we'll have a Peruvian band coming to do some, you know, Peruvian like music and dancing as well. I like their Tinjuancillo has like a lot of piping and flute work, which I really love. And then, of course, we're going to have foreign players coming out teaching us some dancing lessons for people that want to learn a dance or two. And then we'll be closing the festival out with La Internacional Sonora Dinamita doing Colombian cumbias. At the end of the show. And then, of course, we'll have two local artists that are like from Venezuela and from Honduras that will have like their own style of contemporary dancing. And then our Honduran local artist is going to be doing some mariachi performances. So I'm really excited about that too.
Wow.
Yes.
What a packed lineup. Holy mackerel.
Yes.
You kind of want to
9 hours. 9 hours of music, dance.
9 hours.
Yes, so we're very excited to
So
be able to
basically, no
bring
matter
this
what
together.
time you come, you're going to be able to enjoy some.
Yes,
some
you're going to
live
see
music.
something, interact either with dancing troops or come and participate in the dancing with the music, you know, and like do a lesson at the end of the evening if you want, right before Colombia Cumbia starts.
Oh, nice. Oh, that sounds fantastic. I mean, what are for the? 'Cause I would imagine the families obviously come and love that. Are there other like activities and things that maybe some families can look forward to?
Yeah, we always have the Kids Zone that is open from 1 to 6. And this year we've added some extra Kids Zone activities. So we're going to have a bouncy house for the kids. We're also going to have Mima come and provide like what they call a music instrument petting zoo, where kids will be able to touch different, different instruments and stuff. We will also have Decades was kind enough to have a pong table for us so that kids can play with the little arcade pong game. You know, I don't know if y'all remember pong from the 80s, maybe too young. I might be too old.
I know pinball. Is it similar?
No.
This was the original. It was table tennis, and all you had was a knob that you would turn that would move the paddle up and down, and if you caught it at the right angle, it would put a little spin on it. It would bounce off the wall, and you'd have to move your paddle. It was the original, very first video game in an arcade. And you played it sitting down, and you sat down, and you had your knobs.
I think I must have just been, because I was born 92, so I think I missed
Oh,
it.
no, this was,
Yeah.
I mean, this was out. I was
Like
probably
early
close out.
80s?
Yeah, 84,
I'm not adding
85.
my
It
age.
was,
I'll
it
bet
was
you
the
Xavier
first.
knows it. Dad probably knows it.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
He'll know for sure.
So we have that, and then of course we'll have our face painting and craft, handcraft area for people to make, papel picados, flowers, papel picado flowers, and then our big hit this year is we're going to have the kids sign up for a soccer kickout. We're calling it Copa Sabroso, where we're going to have 3 rounds of kids that are 12 and under can participate in a soccer ball kickoff, and so we'll have prizes for them. You know, winners for first, second, and third will win a prize. The goal will be to kick as many soccer balls into one of the many pointed hoops, and then the one that gets the highest total wins the prize.
That could get a little wild
So
on
it's
it,
like
so be
penalty
ready.
kicks.
Have
Kids
soccer
with
balls.
soccer balls, boom, 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 kicking
We're
it
trying to
everywhere.
make sure we put it in an area where people don't
Yeah,
get hit in the head.
Now, do we have an announcer yelling "goal" after every kick?
Oh, I wish that would have been a
That would
dream.
take all day. That would take all day.
Yep. Especially you probably don't even you're gonna have a couple people in the crowd
Yeah,
that
the
are gonna
parents.
go, or you even get we used to love. They used to do this sometimes with baseball, but I've heard it in soccer too, where the families would go goal, la goal, la goal, la goal, la goal. Yeah. So you're gonna have some of that. Which is,
So we're really excited to introduce that and see how the kids like it and the family like all these different activities that we're trying to put
I know
out
a
throughout the
bouncy house
festival.
is going to be. What's the age limit for a bouncy house? Asking for a friend, of course.
Probably 12.
Well, Alex, you can't go. Sorry. I know you wanted to.
But if this is a successful, maybe we'll have an adult bouncy house later.
you never know. That's so many things.
Yeah.
One of the great things about this festival is when I was a kid, I used to spend my summers in Honduras. And there was a weekly festival every July for the patron saint of the town. And one of the features they had, they had the music, they had all these stalls that were literally, they went to the lumber mill, cut these just boards, and people would throw up stalls and they'd come in and they'd cook. And it was just, they built it around the park, and there was dancing and there was music and there was all these different food areas. And then they had, different, horseback riding things. They had the traditional dancers with the big, I just remember these giant yellow dresses that the ladies wore, and the guys had the cowboy hats and the kerchiefs. It's just like that, except there's no gambling, no bullfights, and no gunplay. So, but I just I remember that so vividly, is that's how that one week the whole town would transform and everyone would come in from the countryside and experience the feria.
So Conan's basically trying to say we should have the CVille Sabroso Festival like every week or something, like every month.
Oh man,
But it's nice
that
to
would
be a
be
piece
great.
of it, right? Because it's true. There is what's not as common in United States culture as both Spain and Latin America is that constant that there's always a good reason to party.
Yeah.
And and there were so many saints that you could always find one to have a party about, right? So, but it's nice to at least, if we can't do it weekly, you bring a little bit of that at least once a year, saying, there's always a good reason to have fun and party and have great food and music and dancing, and just reminds you that life is good.
Yeah.
Yes,
Especially in this digital age, it's harder to sometimes get communities together, and you need these kind of festivals to kind of take people off their cell phones, off their computers, and just kind of get outside and
see
talk,
other people,
see other
face to
people,
face.
meet other people, have fun with other people, interact with other people. And
Get
it's
to
so
know each
difficult.
other.
Exactly.
Yes.
Share your cultures, because that's the thing about, the Latin American, all the Latinos that we have here, they all come from different cultures, Cubans, Mexicans, Hondurans, Venezuelans. We all have different cultures, similarities, but a lot of differences that you get to share. And that's pretty great, so.
So yes, very excited
Yeah,
about
very
this.
excited.
Very excited.
Speaking of all the different cultures, what can we look forward to as far as the different cuisines?
So this
Speaking
year.
as people who love to eat.
Yes.
Yes, food is definitely a plus at the festival. This year, the planning committee did a really good job of trying to diversify representation. So we have Mexican representation. We're going to have Taco Gomez, Guadalajara, and Fat Boys at the festival this year. And then we'll have Costa Rican representation with Tico Loco. They're normally at X Park. And so they're going to have crepes, and I think the Costa Ricans have a raspa.
It's a shaved ice.
It's like shaved ice.
She does
It's
shaved
really
ice cones. They're really
very,
good.
yes, they're so delicious. We're also going to have Le Secpe, which is Miss Maria from Guatemala, bringing her Guatemalan cuisine. We'll have Cumbre, Argentina, empanadas coming as well.
Oh, their sweet corn and cheese empanada is out of this world. I could have those all day long.
And then, of course, desserts provided by La Flor Michoacana, and T-Licious is also coming with their, I believe, El Salvadorian or Honduran, aguas frescas and antojitos that they have. So we're really excited for this spread this year.
That is exciting.
Yes,
I
lots
love
of
the different-
diversity.
I love trying the ones that I've never tried before, right? Because when you grew up on Cuban, okay, you had a lot of that. then you almost always can find Mexican growing up. So you get used to that. We've been lucky enough with El Salvador and then the other ones that we've had here. And for a while, Mi Canton was like our number one, and that was like Salvador. Maybe that might have been Honduran too in there, but like and so now, because I've never tried. This would be my first time. Never tried Costa Rican, and I don't think I've ever had Guatemala.
No.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Come eat. Come anytime throughout the day. Get an antojito in the morning. It'd be like a Hobbit. We can have, 2 breakfasts,
Yes.
2 lunches, 3 dinners.
Right to our hearts.
It's definitely a grazing opportunity.
Yes.
You don't want to sit down for a meal. You just want to go grab one thing from one place, walk around a little, have a little fun, go back and try something else. The other thing that's been really interesting, I've noticed it's just in the U.S. culture in general, that the one place that you're really seeing Latino influence come in is in beverages. You had mentioned the aguas frescas, but Topo Chico, it's like it's everywhere. And then the Jugamex, the actual the juice boxes, and then the what is it? Is it Barritos?
Jarritos.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
It is absolutely everywhere.
And they're basically a better version of all those very unhealthy sodas.
Yes.
Because you look at the bottle and you're like, oh, this actually is pineapple soda. Like that's what's in it.
Yes, exactly, and not a sugar and imitate it.
Yeah, and it's and it's amazing how much of that is out there, and it's been very commercialized. I think Topo Chico is now part of Pepsi. That it's been kind of infused into the standard. This is the beverage offering, and you can find it everywhere.
Though the influence is just tremendous, and like you said, in ways that you may not think about, because you almost, it's like the change is so much that you almost become blind to it. They call it the nursery rhyme effect, where you're like, I see Topo Chico everywhere, and you're like, you do realize that 10 years ago you did not see Topo Chico everywhere.
Exactly.
You forget, because first you saw it a little bit more and more and more and more, and now you're like, it's everywhere. I said, but it wasn't. That's the whole point.
You used to have to travel outside the country to get a Topo Chico.
Yeah, and I was joking with my wife. It was 20 years ago it was don't drink the water in Mexico, and now it's buy Mexican water, and they're charging
Mexican
a premium
Cokes,
for it.
the Mexican juices. You
Me-
got to buy them all.
Well, Mexican
Yes.
Coke is that's a
good pick.
that's a yeah, and it is. Didn't they announce that they were going to start
Coca-Cola,
making it?
yeah.
Was going to go back to the original formulation.
They're going to go sell Coca-Cola with sugar.
And interesting. Mexico has the highest per capita Coca-Cola consumption in the world.
I did not know that.
It's the real sugar.
Yeah,
It's
the real. It is.
Como
I
dice
mean,
Celia Cruz.
yeah,
As a Cuban, my father swears by real cane sugar.
yeah.
So
Understandably,
he-
understandably.
Well, let's be honest, especially when it's hot, there's nothing like a nice cold Coca-Cola.
yes.
Come on, let's be honest.
Yeah, and-
Now, you didn't mention, is it going to be horchata? Because that's always my go-to.
Yes.
Okay,
I'm
thank
pretty
God.
sure somebody at the festival is going to have horchata. Yes.
Every time I see horchata, I have to get it. It's like every time sometimes we eat at sombreros, we look and see Bernardo's. Oh, I love their horchata. It's so
Horchata,
sweet.
yes.
And then the cinnamon on top. Oh. It's like every time I'm like, should I get something different? I'm like, nah, I want horchata.
My wife-
But even with horchatas, you get different variations
true.
of horchatas.
My wife refers to it as basically drinkable cinnamon toast crunch.
Yes.
It's like drinking cinnamon toast crunch because it's so good.
Yes, my daughter is a fan. Which I'm like, good Latina.
The other thing is, if you look at like Celsius, how many of the Celsius flavors? You've got mango, you've got passion fruit, you've got pineapple. Things that 20 years ago weren't really part of the mainstream beverage flavors, and it all comes from this influx of people. It's like this is something, because people start tasting those things and say, oh, this is really nice. I want to try that, and then people say, well, let's offer it in mainstream products and watch the sales take off. And it's really incredible how much there is, whether it's sparkling water or energy drinks or cocktails. It's just like mango mojitos. It's just like how long was
That's a
mojito?
flavor.
Just a little simple syrup and club soda and a little lime, and it's just like now you've got the mango mojitos and things of that nature, and mango margarita. It's like they're putting layer on layer of the Latin experience, because it's like margaritas forever were just margaritas.
And it's funny how when you bring so many Latinos together from different cultures, things start to meld, and you get new flavors and things that you hadn't thought of before. Just before you were like, well, margarita, that's a Mexican thing, and all we do is put the lime.
Yeah.
So, well, what if you do this, right? And then the mojito was like, well, this is the Cuban thing. All you do is put rum and sugar and some lime. Well, what if you do this?
Yes,
right? So
exactly.
You see the melding, and you come out with things that are just incredible.
Yes, it's so delicious.
Absolutely.
I love food and beverage.
I'm also seeing this poster here that you guys brought. I'm curious kind of to see what's on it. Like, you willing to share?
Yes.
Sure.
Do I put it up?
Yeah, there you go.
These will be up around town later this week.
Oh,
Yes.
Wow.
And we'll also have some kiosks on the downtown mall, just kind of letting more of the passersby know, sort of like we did for Tom Tom Festival. Those
all
kiosks
the
that were
different
out there.
things you can look forward to, the dance groups, the food,
Yeah,
the
'cause
nationalities.
yeah, and the times in which all the different performance dance troupes are going to be
We'll be there.
performing, in case somebody wants to, catch a specific country's dancing or music, as well as we also just want to put it out there because part of the festival goal is also to help fundraise for Sin Barreras, right? We've been doing this for now 13 years, and we have recently learned that the festival is one of our most important events of the year here in the community. And so we wanted to really leverage that to also help Sin Barreras continue to be able to bring this festival to the community, as well as continue to support all of their other programs that they execute throughout the year. Immigration services, they have navigation services for new people that are moving into the area. So this festival really is, besides just being a big fiesta and a cultural representation of our community, it's also to help Sin Barreras continue bring and educate our community
Yeah, you're
about
helping the
what
work
we
the other 11 months of the year.
Exactly. So we really want to invite everybody in the community to come out on the 20th and just help us.
Speaking of that support, because I know, obviously, Conan, you're doing it. You're giving back in a way of actual volunteering and supporting. Are there some ways that people can support or volunteer if they want to help out at CVille Sabroso?
Yes, we do have a volunteer sign-up sheet. If you need to get access to that link, you could send an email at sabroso@sinbarrerasciville.org. We also have it on our CVille Sabroso Facebook page, the link to the sign-up genius. This year, volunteers will get 2 tickets to the festival, one for themselves and one for a +1 to attend the festival. We will be also providing food vouchers for those volunteers that want to stay for more than 1 shift, so that we can help offset the cost of food. And just, it's a long day. 9 hours of fun and fiesta. It can be a long day. So we really wanted to show our volunteers how much we appreciate that they dedicate their time to us and help us make this festival a great success.
Absolutely.
So there will be, again, reach out to either CVille Sabroso on Facebook or email at sabroso@sinbarrerasciville.org, and we will be happy to send you that volunteer link. And tickets are also on sale right now through the 15th for $8 for the community if people want to get their tickets in advance.
Early
The early bird.
Early bird.
I can't tell you, I push that. Just, Charlottesville people out there, I know sometimes we're not exactly early birds. It is good to be an early bird. In this case, since you can get the early bird tickets.
Exactly.
And so, this has been absolutely fantastic, but where can people, find out more, everything they want to know about the festival, times, who's playing when, where should they go to find out this information?
CVille Sabroso Facebook page is our main page where we communicate. You can also find a way to buy tickets off of Team Pavilion's website. Our event is also on there with the times of the lineup and the performers, as well as the support of all the sponsors that have contributed this year to making sure the festival is a success.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. Any closing remarks? Last thing, something in particular that each of you is most looking forward to?
Oh man!
Always the food. It's been a while since I've had some nice ripe fried plátanos. That's like my Yeah.
Is that your time?
Yeah, that's the thing.
The
I
maduros?
always, yeah, the maduros.
Oh, maduros,
Yeah.
so yummy.
Occasionally I'll make them at home, but it's different.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah, we're looking up
That's
our-
always the big debate in our household because it's either tostones or
Tostones or
maduros.
Maduros.
I lean more maduros. I think Alex leans more
I don't know what
tostones.
tostones- Well, see, what happens? Well, you and my father lucked out because I would
Yes.
say 3 of us lean tostones, but my father and Nick
No, me.
and
Love
you
me
go for
maduros.
the maduros. So what happens is my mom makes the maduros, which she does really well. Sometimes there's a whole dish of them, and I always taste my one and say maybe one of these days it'll taste different, right? And then we just passed the dish to my father and said, "Enjoy."
That's awesome.
We get to eat. Yeah,
Well,
your loss. I mean,
But a really
hard
good
game.
maduro when it's like crispy and fried, even I'm like, this is.
well. Here's how you can convert the maduro, guys. Is you take your green and you get the potato peeler out, and you basically make a very thick chip. As opposed to, because my problem with the tostones is
They're so fat.
they're just too thick and too dry by the time you get through the middle of it. But if you cut yourself a nice 1/8 of an inch, you get the potato peeler out, and you get yourself a nice 1/8 of an inch of a green plantain. That
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the Guajiros guys are smart. They sell. They don't do tostones. They do on some other things. But
Yeah.
when you order the Cuban sandwich at Guajiros, you always get the tostones chips, basically.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
basically they've made them into like little.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
that's
you,
it.
yeah, I mean, you
That's how I know
can slice them
tostones.
into discs,
Oh, really?
but when
Yeah.
you make the long
Just
ones
it
and they,
looks like
and they get the curl to them, yeah,
See,
that's
now
That
that's-
must be nice.
Yeah.
You know, well then you fool the maduro stars because it's like, it looks like it's the shape of a maduro, but it's a chip.
Yes.
Oh yeah, okay, that works. How about
That's-
yourself, Andrea?
Oh, I like all kinds of food. I will eat tostones or maduros. I will eat them fried, greasy. Like I love Latin food. Like it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
I'll try anything at least once. So I don't commit to anything, just like sports. I don't commit to anything. I just go for whoever I want at the
Do you
time.
have something particular for the festival this year you're looking forward to?
Honestly, for me, this is our second execution at Ting. So for me, like I would love just again to see a huge representation of the community at the festival. I had so much fun last year just seeing the kids, the interactions, and just seeing people just sitting on the lawn, sitting at the chairs, just enjoying the shows and just being very interactive with all of our businesses, our sponsors, right? Because it's very, like, for me, that's the piece right there. Watching the festival goers with the smiles on their
Must
face.
be a great feeling,
Yes.
right? And you know it's successful when you've graduated to only teen. Right? Like, okay, this is pretty big now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, one
Yes.
thing I will definitely encourage people to do is try something different. You know, my wife's from Indiana, so until she moved to Miami for a while, she had never experienced anything Latin, and she just loves all the different things that I've introduced her to. So, you know, when you go to a food truck, don't get the usual taco or the burrito that you get. You know, try something different.
Yes.
There are so many cool things to try that you never would have imagined. You know, whether it's, you know, some kind of, you know, like, you know, when you get a fish wrapped in a banana leaf, or you get, you know, one of the great Cuban pork dishes.
Yep.
You know, if you've never had it, just ask what's in it. And, you know, if you like chicken, go find a different, you know, go get a chicken with mole.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, instead of getting, you know, traditional, you know, a chicken
Shredded,
quesadilla. You know, it's like you can get a chicken quesadilla anywhere. But, you know, a good mole, and there's so many different versions. You know, if you've been to Con Mole, they've got
know it.
the real deal there. But, you know, get adventurous and try something different. Don't get the Corona you've always had. You know, try a Carta Blanca or something you've never tried before.
Yes.
And really, you know, experience what's out there, because this is your chance to do it without any real risk.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's not a whole meal. It's just one drink or one
Yeah.
appetizer or
Yeah.
one dessert.
Yeah.
It's just
Exactly.
like there are people who's like, you know, my wife loves flan. You know, it's just like, she's just like, wow, this is like, you know, the greatest thing on the planet.
Yeah.
But there's so many
The first time
different.
you have flan, right, you have to take a leap of faith because you look at that thing, you're like, this is. So it doesn't
Yeah,
do that to
yeah.
me, but I know a lot of, you know, people who have never seen it before, they're like,
Yeah, it's like
what is
it's
that thing?
custard
Yeah.
jello with
Yes.
a crust
Exactly.
on it, and what's that crusted thing on top? It's just like, has it been sitting around a long time? No, that's brown sugar, that's caramel. And people don't, if they're, it's like if you like creme brulee,
then you
have flan.
Yes.
Have a flan, but it's got a completely different look and feel to it and a different taste as
then
well.
Once you take the leap of faith, you're hooked.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the
Exactly.
most fun is seeing all of these different varieties of food and even just, for me, I lived in Mexico and the food wasn't at all like Honduras. And it's got different names and it's got different flavor, it's got different variations to it.
Oh, yes.
So, and I look at some of the things that, my mom used to eat when we'd go down there and I was just like, God, how could you eat that? And now it's just like, it's just like I've been having, breakfast tacos now at home for almost a month. And it's just, I just kind of got back into, the beans and cheese and eggs.
Yeah.
And so I put a fried egg in there now, and that's something I never had as a kid, but it's kind of putting it all together into a different blend and creating our own traditions.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, and sometimes, even if there are times when I've really regretted that you go over and you're like, I'm not 100% sure what this is, but let's give it a shot because it's traditional. And then you find out, this is great.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like millions of fill in the blanks can't be wrong because they eat it every day.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's great advice for people. Yeah,
That is.
Take that leap, especially because this is a good opportunity to do it because you don't always know where to find the Guatemalan restaurant, the Costa Rican food, right? So this is your opportunity that they're all in one place, and you can find out just how good each of them are.
Come and get to know your neighbor.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, we mentioned the cumbre empanadas earlier. It's like they're completely different from Chilean empanadas, which are more meat based. And it just like, and they're different size too. I mean, these little ones at Cumbre, I've never seen them that small before. I've always had them. I've always had they're more like a hand pie as opposed to kind of the smaller snack. So just the variations, even within the same category, are really worth checking out because you never know when you're going to find something that just completely blows your doors off.
But I would also like to touch on the fact that they can also come visit our artisan vendors.
Yes.
So there's going to be a lot of art. We're going to have Incan representation, Mexican. So if food is not your thing and you're more of a fashionista or want to get some decoration ideas for your house, definitely also visit our artisan vendors. The handcrafts of some of these artists is just amazing. And so to help support them and get to know them as well.
And great. Never really great gift opportunity because talk about like something. A gift for a loved one that they can't find on Amazon.
Exactly. Christmas shopping.
Exactly.
And
one of a kind.
And it's not even really kind of an Etsy crowd.
Exactly.
So this is a great place to find this stuff. And the other thing is people don't necessarily make the connection to like some traditional art forms that have just a different subject matter. Like I have a series of watercolors in my office that my grandfather commissioned back in Honduras, and it's his coffee farm and the little street behind his house and the Pan American Highway, and there's a lady walking with the basket on her head. But it's traditional watercolor, and people are just like, what is that? And it's just like, and it was a Honduran artist that my grandfather found 60 years ago, and said, I want you to paint a series of paintings for me, and they've been handed down now, But people look at that and say, well, where is that? And who painted that? And it's just some Honduran artists. And they've got, there's some different styles. There's more kind of the primitive style when you're looking at, I've got a lot of that stuff at home where it's, whether it's the jungle or the landscapes or the tile roofs, the Spanish tile roofs are just perfect for for the primitive style of painting. But it's all of the different art forms that you see around the world and different cultures. It's just the subject matter is different.
And it's a way to experience that here. Like, in other words, normally you'd have to fly somewhere, right? Do it, and you come to see Sabroso and get a taste of what has been passed down that can now be shared with you here in those different art forms that maybe you've never seen before.
Exactly.
Like Talavera is just beautiful pottery.
Yes.
And whether it's the tiles for your kitchen or a bowl for your bathroom, and that, originally actually came from China through Peru to Mexico, and it's just amazing, beautiful stuff.
And you never know what, you can be creative too, right? So sometimes you find, I once found like a Spanish was a little tile. I think it was actually supposed to be for a soft-boiled egg.
Oh, yeah.
But,
Okay. The egg holder.
Yeah, the little egg
Yeah.
holder, right? And I'm like, okay, I don't have that many soft-boiled eggs, so it's my salt holder.
Nice.
So you never know what use you may put to it. Decorative, useful. Maybe
Yes.
maybe you're like, okay, they would have used this for X, but I can use it for something else.
Exactly.
Here,
Yeah.
and just to have a piece of that with me.
Yeah. It's just about the versatility, right? So. But yes, no, I'm very excited about that,
That
and
is
just
very
having
exciting.
that whole feeling: food, artisans, music,
Dancing,
dancing.
it's all there. Wow.
Yes.
So much to look forward to. Well, this has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you both
you.
so
Oh, our
much
pleasure
for
to be
coming
here.
on. Be sure to check out CVille Sabroso Festival. It is September 20th at the Teen Pavilion. And again, the CVille Sabroso Facebook page is probably one of your top resources that you'll be able to find all the information. But also, I know can't hurt to go to simbarereciville.org/CVille Sabroso.
CVille Sabroso, yes, and Teen Pavilion website as well,
Has
if
it
you
as
need
well.
it.
There you go.
And then one last pitch is we will also be having a fiesta bar, so we will be selling margaritas and Cuba Libres at the festival.
I was just thinking, it's just like
for the
okay,
adults
all the
out
beers,
there.
but now there's actually hard
So we're
cocktails.
expanding a little bit
Cannot
this
go
year.
wrong with a Cuba Libre.
So I'm hoping people will come out and enjoy the dancing.
That is wonderful. Well, Andrea, Conan, thanks so much.
Yes,
Thank you
thank
so
you
much.
both for coming on.
Yes, thank you.
It's always great when you can fill up a whole show with just
Yes.
all this
Yes.
excitement.
Two fantastic guests talking about
Yep.
a fantastic festival coming up. So
Absolutely.
it was
So,
wonderful.
so this has been great. Definitely encourage people to go check it out. Go get your early birds. Don't wait for the last minute. Especially because I just know it's going to be packed to death.
Oh, yes.
It'll be a lot of people. It's a beautiful time of year and
Yes.
a great time to be had. So be sure to
Yeah.
check that out. In a couple of weeks, we'll be on with our monthly meetup with Matthias.
Wow.
So it's funny. I think we'll probably continue in festival themes because by then,
Getting pretty.
Festival will probably be like a couple days away,
Yeah.
and then of course
Oktoberfest.
Matthias will be leading into Oktoberfest, which is his.
Yeah, I was
his
trying to
big
get her with the
cultural-
Lederhosen, but I don't know. I don't think
We'll
we
see.
signed
We'll
it last
see.
time.
We'll see if we can get him down with the later
Yeah.
hosen. But we'll have a monthly meetup with Matthias next time around. Definitely appreciate everyone who tuned in today. Monica Miller, thanks for giving a like and a share. Nicholas Urpí was watching today. Always appreciate that. CVille Sabroso, liked by Jennifer Estrada Laken, Hayden Stockwell, Estella Knott, liked in CVille Sabroso Festival, of course. So thanks so much for everyone who tuned in. Be sure to share today's information. Make sure you tell people you know, especially families. They're going to love it. Kids are going to love it. Look forward to seeing you all next time. Thanks for being on.
No, thank you, Alex, for being on
Thanks
with
to
me.
I Love CVille Network. Thanks to our amazing partners, Emergent Financial Services, Charlottesville Opera, Matthias Young Realty. Appreciate everyone. Appreciate the work that Judy does behind the camera, making us all look good. And appreciate you, the audience. Be sure to enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. We look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks. But as we always like to close it out on the show, hasta mañana.